Hi all, good morning. I hope all of you are doing well. This is our 11th video. We have completed our second chapter. Today we are going to start our third chapter, that is what fun it is to draw. In this chapter we are going to study about the software called Color Paint. You have already learned about this software Color Paint in your 5th standard. You have studied how to open this software. Then you have seen what all we can see when we open this Color Paint software. Then we have also studied how to draw pictures and how to color the pictures that is drawn in Color Paint software. So you have a previous knowledge about this software from your lower classes itself. In this chapter also we are going to study about the same software, that is Color Paint, which is used to draw pictures and paint pictures. So today we are going to do the first 4 activities in this chapter. First activity is get to know the Color Paint window. Second activity is to draw mountains and hills. Third activity is to draw the sun. Then fourth activity is to draw a river. So we are going to do these 4 activities in today's class. So first of all, how to open the Color Paint software. For that, first step is go to applications, then select graphics, then select Color Paint. So go to applications, then select graphics, then select Color Paint. So let's open Color Paint software. So go to applications, from that select graphics, from that select Color Paint. Okay, now Color Paint software has been opened. This is the Color Paint window. What all you can see here? Here there is a white space and that is known as canvas. And we can draw the pictures in this canvas. Then in the left side you can see a toolbox that contains different types of tools which help us to draw pictures. Let's see each of these tools. We have a freeform selection tool, then rectangular selection tool, elliptical selection tool, then text, line, pen, eraser, brush, flood fill, color picker, color eraser, spray can, rounded rectangle, rectangle, polygon, ellipse, connected lines, curved lines, and so. So these are the tools in the toolbox. Then here at the bottom you can see a color palette that contains different shades of colors. We can use these colors to paint the pictures that we have drawn here. Then here you can see background and foreground color. Here we can select the colors for background and foreground. So this is the Color Paint window. Now I am going to draw 2 rectangles. Okay. Now we'll adjust the foreground and background color here. So I'm going to double click on this first square, that is foreground color. Then this window appears. Here we can select a required color. I'm going to select red. Then click OK. Now we have selected red color for the foreground. Then for the background, we have to double click on this square at the back side. Again this window appears. From here we have to select a color. I'm going to select yellow. Then click on OK. Now we have selected 2 colors. Red color for foreground and yellow for background. Now how to use these? For that I'm going to color this first rectangle with the foreground color and the second rectangle with background color. So let's see how to do that. Okay. For that we have to use this flood fill tool, which is used to paint the pictures. Okay, with this tool we can fill this rectangle with the paint selected, with the color selected. Okay, so when I click on the left button of the mouse, it will get colored with the color that we have selected for the foreground, that is red color. Now here in the second rectangle, I am going to click on the right button of the mouse. Now what happens? It is colored in yellow, that is the color that we have selected for background. So if we have selected two different shades for foreground and background, when we click on the left button of the mouse, the color selected for foreground will be applied. When we click on the right button of the mouse, the color selected as background will be applied. So this is the difference between foreground and background colors. So we have a white space called canvas where we can draw pictures. Here we have a toolbox that contains different types of tools which help us to draw pictures. Here we have a color palette that contains many colors which help us to paint the pictures. Then here we have a foreground and background colors. We can select different colors for this foreground and background color. And when we click on the left button of the mouse, the color selected as foreground will be applied. When we click on the right button of the mouse, the color selected as background will be applied. So this is about the color paint window, and that was our first activity. In your textbook, in page number 23, here you can see a picture, figure 3.1. Here we can see mountains and hills, a sun, river, a house, and a fence around the house. So we are going to draw this picture in the color paint software as an activity for this chapter. So first of all, we'll select this rectangle tool and we will draw a rectangle. Okay, now we are going to draw the picture of mountain, hills, sun, river, house, fence and all inside this rectangle. Okay. Now our second activity is to draw mountains and hills. How can we draw mountains and hills? For that, we have a tool, that is curve tool. We are using this tool to draw mountains and hills. Okay. So select this tool, then click and drag the mouse. Now we got a line. Now we are going to click on the midpoint of this line and drag it upwards to get the shape of a mountain. Okay, now we got a mountain. After completing this, click on the right button of the mouse to fix this. Okay, now we have to draw another mountain here. For that, again, click and drag the mouse to get a line. Then click on the midpoint of this line and drag it upwards to get the shape of a mountain. After completing this, click on the right button of the mouse to fix this. Now we got mountains. This is our second activity. So for this we have used the curve tool. Now our next activity, that is third activity, is to draw a sun. To draw the sun, we can use this circle or ellipse tool. Select this tool. Then we are going to draw a circle here in between these two mountains. So click and drag to get the shape of a circle. Now we got a sun. Next, our fourth activity is to draw a river below this mountain. For that we can use this brush tool. Select this brush tool. Here you can select different thickness and different shades of the brush tool. So I am selecting this circle shape and the third one, which is very thin. Now we have to click the mouse and drag it in whichever shape we want, just like we are drawing with the pen or pencil. So we can draw a river here. Okay, now we have drawn a river. Now we have a undo button here. For what it is used? If we make any mistakes, see for example, using the brush tool, I have accidentally drawn a line here like this. But I don't want that line there. So in order to remove whatever I have done just now, we can use this undo tool. If we click on this undo tool, whatever I have drawn just now will be removed. Then we have a redo tool. That means I have to retrieve that we have whatever we have removed now using the undo tool. If we click on this redo, that line will come here. So if we click on this undo, whatever we have done just now will be removed. Then if we click on this redo tool, whatever we have cancelled just now will be retrieved. So that is the use of undo tool and redo tool. Then we also have a eraser here, which is used to erase whatever mistakes that we have done. So we can use this eraser to erase this line. For eraser also we can select different thickness from here. Now I have selected the eraser tool. I am going to erase this line. For that, so click and drag the mouse on that line. So it will be erased. So I'm using the brush and I'm drawing a line here. Now I'll use the eraser tool to erase this line. So we can select different thickness of eraser from here. Now how to erase this line using the eraser? Click on the left button of the mouse and drag this over this line. Now that line got erased. So what happens here? When we click on the left button of the mouse and use the eraser, that erased area will automatically take the background color. Background color means here we have selected white color. So that line gets erased. But if we use the right button of the mouse, what happens? Let's see that. Okay, now I'm going to click on the right button of the mouse and I'm dragging the mouse over this line. Now that line is not erased. Instead of that, just opposite has taken place. That area, the erased area, gets the color of the foreground. Here foreground color selected is black. So that area got black in color. So we can use eraser tool to erase the mistakes that we have done while drawing. Then if we use the eraser by clicking the left button of the mouse, that erased area will automatically take the background color. Then if we click the right button of the mouse and use the eraser, just opposite, the reverse will happen. That is, it will take the color of foreground color. Then another use of eraser is, if we double click on this eraser tool, everything in the canvas will get erased. I am going to double click on this eraser button. See, everything in the canvas got erased. So to get back that, we can click on this undo button. So we have drawn mountains using the curve tool. Then we have drawn a sun using the ellipse or circle tool. Then we have drawn this river using the brush tool. Then we have studied about undo and redo buttons, also the use of eraser tool. So we have completed all the 4 activities of this chapter. Now we will save this picture. How to save the picture? For that, go to File menu. From that, select Save option. Then a window appears. Here we can give the name for this file. I am going to give the name Mountains and Hills. we can select the folder from here where the file should be saved. After that, click on this save button. This image will be saved. So in today's class, we have completed these 4 activities. Our first activity was to get to know the color paint window. For that, how we opened the color paint window? Go to applications, from that graphics, then color paint. Then the color paint window will be opened. There we have seen a white space that is known as canvas where we draw pictures. Then in the left side we have a toolbox that contains various tools which help us to draw the pictures. At the bottom we have a color palette with different colors which is used to paint or color the pictures that we have drawn. Then we have also seen how to adjust the foreground and background colors. Then our second activity was to draw mountains and hills. For that we have used the curve tool. Using the curve tool, we click, hold and drag the mouse. Then we get a line. Then we have to click on the midpoint of that line and drag it upwards to get the shape of the mountain. So in this manner we have drawn 2 mountains. Then our third activity was to draw a sun. For that we have used the circle or ellipse tool. Then our fourth activity was to draw a river. For that we have used the brush tool. Then we have seen the use of undo and redo buttons. If we have made a mistake, in order to cancel that mistake, we can use the undo button. Then if we want to retrieve or get back what we have cancelled just now, we can use the redo button. Then we have also seen what is the use of an eraser. Eraser tool is used to erase the drawings. Then the erased area will be automatically take the background color if we use the left button of the mouse. But if we use the right button of the mouse, the reverse will happen. That is, the color of the foreground color will be applied there. So children, I hope all the 4 activities that we have done in today's class are clear to you. So remaining activities can be done in next class. So see you in next class. Bye.